Imagine the scene: a British family on holiday in Portugal, their 3-year-old daughter sleeping peacefully in the apartment, while her parents dine just a few meters away. In the blink of an eye, the child disappears. What follows is a frantic international search, a roller coaster of hope and despair, and a mystery that has haunted the world for over a decade. But what if the answer to this enigma is linked to a man with a dark past, a predator who operated in the shadows, and who only now, years later, is identified as the prime suspect? Prepare to delve into the Madeleine McCann case, a disappearance that shocked the world, and into the enigmatic figure of Christian Brueckner, the man German police believe is responsible for one of the most notorious crimes in recent history. This is a tale of a holiday that turned into a nightmare, and the search for justice that seems to have no end. Are you ready to unravel the dark connections linking a known criminal to one of the world's most famous disappearances? Madeleine Beth McCann was born on the 12th of May 2003 in Leicester, England. In May 2007, she was on holiday in Praia da Luz, Lagos, Portugal, with her parents, Kate and Gary McCann, and her 2-year-old twin siblings. The family was staying in an apartment at the Ocean Club Resort, a tourist complex popular among British families. The McCanns' routine during their holiday was to dine with friends at a restaurant about 55 meters away from the apartment, checking on the children periodically. On the night of 3rd May 2007, this routine was devastatingly broken. Around 10 p.m., Kate McCann discovered that Madeleine had disappeared from her bed. The bedroom window was open, and the little girl simply wasn't there. Panic set in, and a desperate search began. Madeleine McCann's disappearance quickly became one of the most publicized missing persons cases in modern history, attracting massive media attention in the United Kingdom and internationally. Madeleine's image, with her blue eyes and blonde hair, graced newspaper covers and news reports worldwide. Celebrities and public figures joined the cause, making appeals for information and donations for the search. The initial investigation, conducted by the Portuguese police, was marked by controversies, including the brief designation of Madeleine's parents as arguidos suspects in September 2007, a status that was lifted in July 2008 due to lack of evidence. This phase of the investigation was tumultuous, with the media speculating about the parents' involvement and the Portuguese police being criticized for their handling of the case. Public pressure and the complexity of the case led to the intervention of private detectives and the creation of a British task force, Operation Grange, in 2011 to assist in the investigation. For many years, the Madeleine McCann case remained without a clear suspect, with British Operation Grange and Portuguese police following various lines of inquiry, often unsuccessfully. The lack of progress generated frustration and despair for the McCann family, who never gave up hope of finding their daughter. However, in 2020, German authorities made a bombshell statement. They identified Christian Brueckner, a German national, as the prime suspect in the kidnapping and murder of Madeleine McCann. This revelation brought a new wave of hope for the family and rekindled global interest in the case. Although formal charges have not yet been presented, German police have expressed confidence that Brueckner is responsible, based on evidence they believe to be solid. Christian Brueckner is a German national with a long and disturbing criminal history, including convictions for sex crimes, theft, and drug trafficking. He lived in the Algarve region of Portugal between 1995 and 2007, a period that coincides with Madeleine McCann's disappearance. Brueckner was known for living in a van and for carrying out odd jobs and thefts in the area, often targeting tourists. He also had access to an isolated property in Germany, which was subjected to police searches, revealing objects that could be linked to other crimes. At the time he was named a suspect in the Madeleine McCann case, Brueckner was already serving a sentence in Germany for other crimes, including the rape of an American tourist in Praia da Luz in 2005, the same location where Madeleine disappeared. This conviction, along with his history of sex crimes against children, made him a natural target for the investigation. The link between Brueckner and Madeleine's disappearance was established through mobile phone data that placed him near the McCann's apartment on the night of the disappearance, as well as information obtained from an informant who claimed Brueckner had boasted of his involvement in the case. German police also revealed that Brueckner had communicated with someone about Madeleine McCann after her disappearance, a detail that added weight to their suspicion. German police believe that Christian Brueckner kidnapped Madeleine McCann and that she is dead. They base their theory on a combination of circumstantial evidence and information obtained during years of investigation. The main pieces of evidence linking Brueckner to the case include mobile phone data. A mobile phone registered in Brueckner's name was detected in the Praia Dollars area on the night of Madeleine's disappearance, and the signal was traced to near the McCann's apartment. This evidence is considered crucial by German police as it places Brueckner at the crime scene at the time Madeleine disappeared. Testimonies. There are reports that Brueckner was in the area at the time of the disappearance and that he exhibited suspicious behavior. Witnesses described him as living precariously but seeming to have inexplicable access to money and resources. Some accounts also link him to a van that was seen in the area on the night of the disappearance. Criminal history. Brueckner's history of sex crimes and his modus operandi suggest he's capable of committing a crime like Madeleine's disappearance. He had a pattern of attacking women and children, and his presence in the Algarve area, where many British tourists holidayed, made him a potential predator. Confessions to third parties. Brueckner allegedly made confessions about the case to third parties. Although these allegations have not yet been proven in court, an informant, who was a friend of Brueckner, claimed he had boasted about kidnapping Madeleine. This information, while not direct proof, adds weight to the suspicion against him. Objects found. Searches of properties linked to Brueckner in Germany revealed objects that could be linked to other crimes, including children's clothing and digital media. While there is no direct link to Madeleine, these findings reinforce Brueckner's image as a dangerous criminal. Despite the German police's confidence, the case against Brueckner is complex, and no formal charges have yet been filed. The lack of a body and the circumstantial nature of some of the evidence make the legal process challenging. Brueckner denies any involvement in Madeleine McCann's disappearance, and his lawyers argue that the evidence against him is weak and based on speculation. The legal battle promises to be long and arduous, and the McCann family continues to await a definitive resolution. The Madeleine McCann case, with the figure of Christian Brueckner at its center, continues to be one of the most painful and widely reported criminal mysteries. The naming of a suspect brought a new wave of hope for the McCann family, but also the frustration of a resolution that seems slow to arrive. With each new piece of news, the family relives the pain of loss and the uncertainty about their daughter's fate. The case also raises important questions about international cooperation in criminal investigations and how the media and the public handle high-profile cases. Intense media coverage, while keeping the case in the spotlight, also generated speculation and conspiracy theories that harmed the investigation and caused anguish to the family. The disappearance of Madeleine McCann and the suspicion against Christian Brueckner serve as a grim reminder of the dangers that can lurk anywhere, even in a holiday paradise. The search for justice for Madeleine continues, and the hope is that, one day, the full truth will be revealed, bringing some kind of closure to her family and to everyone who has followed this case for so many years. Madeleine McCann's story is an open wound in the collective consciousness, a mystery that refuses to be forgotten and continues to cry out for answers. The Madeleine McCann case and the figure of Christian Brueckner continue to haunt us, an enigma that refuses to be solved. What do you think about the evidence against Brueckner? Do you believe he is responsible for Madeleine's disappearance? What is your theory about what really happened that night in Portugal? Leave your comment below and share your thoughts. Your opinion is very important to us. If you found this case intriguing and want more stories of unsolved crimes, mysteries that defy logic and make us question reality, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to not miss the next videos. In our next episode, we will delve into another mystery that will leave you breathless. Stay tuned.